This is The Point, news from noise, daily market call presented by Kattan Ferretti Financial. I'm your CEO, Brad Roth, and I look forward to having a daily discussion with you over the topics that we present in this note every single morning. So without further ado, The Point.
Good morning and welcome back to The Point for Thursday, July 20th. Brad and I were having a bit of technical difficulties this morning, so it will be just me again. Brad will be back with us here shortly, but we're just going to get straight into the news. U.S. futures are realizing small gains this morning after yesterday saw a modest uptick across the board led by energy and materials. Gold is down 0.3%, while crude oil hovers over $47 per barrel as the dollar strengthened for a second consecutive day. Today we'll see a report on jobless claims and the Business Outlook survey released at 8:30 a.m., while we continue to dive into earnings season with BNY Mellon, Capital One, and Microsoft leading the way. China and the U.S. could not even agree on a joint statement yesterday as they attempted to solve some economic disagreements. China was scolded over its trade imbalance with the U.S., and the meeting failed to produce any concrete commitments from the Chinese delegation. Goldman Sachs, in a statement on Wednesday, proved the company has changed from its days as a true partnership as the combined ownership of the partners has dropped below 5%. The stock's Europe 600 index rose 0.2%, with Germany and Britain leading the way as the euro and pound both saw a loss. Eyes will be on the European Central Bank, looking for clues on the path of monetary policy. They're forecast to keep rates steady, but reports have surfaced the bank has been examining options for asset purchases, which adds the speculation that adjustments may be approaching. The UK had a 0.6% boost in retail in June, beating forecasts, which comes as some much-needed good news among the uncertainty of Brexit strategy, as France continues to insist on a €100 billion payment to kickstart talks, and Deutsche Bank is preparing for a worst-case scenario as they plan to move a vast majority of their assets to Frankfurt from the UK. Australia and Japan both saw decent gains as the Topix index closed at its highest in almost 2 years. The Aussie dollar dropped lower after a volatile monthly jobs report for June showed a surge in full-time employment. And among G10 currencies, it's been the best performer of 2017, up 10%. The yen heads towards its biggest drop in 2 weeks after policymakers delayed the time frame for reaching their inflation target, while the Bank of Japan maintained its mega money stimulus. And lastly, China's overseas acquisition streak may be coming to an end as outward direct investment fell 46% in the first half of the year as capital controls and new restrictions have tightened investing. So I know it kind of sounds like we're just beating a dead horse here with just banks and data coming out, but really that's all that's going on right now, and that's all that's going to move the markets as we wait for the European Central Bank, but we don't expect them to do anything with their rates, same as Japan yesterday with not being unchanged. So waiting around for banks. Obviously, we're in the midst of earnings season. BNY Mellon today, Capital One, Microsoft, some big news there. So we'll have to wait and watch and see what they do. Other than that, in the sports world, the Pirates with another huge victory, big comeback, down 2-1 in the bottom of the ninth. They take it into extra innings, and rookie Max Moroff delivered the game-winning hit to push them even closer to the division lead, now only 4 games behind the Brewers with 1 game left this afternoon. And other than that, the British Open is underway this morning as Jordan Spieth and Ian Poulter are leading the way, as Royal Birkdale looks to be proving pretty tough, as even par seems to be a pretty good score out there. And for that is the point for Thursday, July 20th, and we will see you tomorrow.